Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into something pretty cool.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at Neo-Fragmented Noir.
Have you heard of this? It's like this crazy art style, like a mashup of cyberpunk and future stuff, but also minimalism.
It's interesting. It's kind of hard to describe, but once you see it,
You just know it, right? So we'll
exactly.
be breaking down like the core elements of this style.
Right, like what makes it tick. We'll talk about the feelings it gives you, those vibes.
And also like where you actually see this style in the real world.
Exactly, because it's not just some abstract art thing.
It's in movies, ads, even like product design. So let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first. What exactly is Neo-Fragmented Noir?
Yeah, break it down for us.
Well, the name itself kind of gives you some clues. Neo, meaning new, like a fresh take on something.
Okay, so not your grandpa's film noir,
Right. And fragmented obviously means things are broken up, not whole.
like shattered glass or a glitching computer screen.
Exactly. It's all about those disrupted images, those incomplete shapes. And then noir. This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, because noir is usually like old detective movies, shadows, and smoky alleys.
Right. And that classic noir feeling is definitely there. But it's been modernized, futurized.
So like instead of a fedora and a trench coat, it's like a cyborg in the neon lit city.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm already picturing it. Okay, so that's the name. But what are the building blocks of this style?
Okay, so some key elements. High contrast. We're talking blacks and whites, really stark visuals.
Oh, bold.
Yeah, very bold. And then obviously those fragmented graphics, broken lines, incomplete images, like I mentioned before.
Not just like random chaos, right?
Right. There's a purpose to it. It's
Yeah.
about creating tension, mystery. And then unique textures are huge in this style. Think like grainy surfaces or like digital glitches.
Okay, so it's like taking that classic noir darkness and then like roughing it up even more.
Yeah, exactly. Giving it this almost tactile feel. And we can't forget about typography. Futuristic fonts are like essential to this style.
Like super sharp angular letters.
Yeah, or even like distorted, almost unreadable fonts. And one last thing, a big focus on human object juxtaposition.
Okay, so like a person standing next to like a giant robot or something.
Yes. Or like a human face merging with digital code. It's about showing that clash between humanity and technology.
I'm getting some serious sci-fi vibes here.
Totally. Okay, so we've talked about what neo-fragmented noir looks like.
But how does it make you feel?
Yeah, this is where it gets cool. This style is all about evoking certain emotions, like tension.
Okay, I get that. Those sharp contrasts and those fragmented images, they definitely create a sense of unease.
Exactly. It's like something's not quite right, but you can't look away.
And mystery too, right?
Absolutely. When you have incomplete images, your brain tries to fill in the gaps. It makes you work for it.
It's like what's hidden in those shadows? What's behind that shattered glass?
Exactly. And then there's the sense of elegance, too. It's not all just darkness and grit.
Yeah, I can see that. Like even though it's fragmented, it's still very stylish, very intentional.
Exactly. It's like refined chaos, if that makes sense.
And like a technological edge.
Oh, absolutely. The futuristic fonts, the digital textures, it all screams cutting-edge tech.
So it's not just about the past, it's also looking forward to the future.
Exactly. It's like noir on warp speed.
Okay, so where do we actually see neo-fragmented noir in the real world?
Well, it's popping up everywhere, like in advertising. Luxury brands are using it a lot.
Give me an example.
Okay, like imagine an ad for a high-end watch. Black and white, super sleek, with fragmented lines cutting across the image.
And like glowing blue highlights on the watch itself.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect. It's eye-catching, and it creates that sense of luxury, of exclusivity.
And tech products too, right?
Oh yeah, all over. Like, think of an ad for some new AI software, dark background, fragmented code, and then in the center, a single human eye, glowing.
Whoa, that's intense. I definitely click on that ad.
Exactly. It's impactful. You see it in entertainment, too.
Oh yeah, like tons of sci-fi movies use this style.
Right, like Ghost in the Shell, with those amazing cityscapes, those cyberpunk vibes, and those fragmented visuals.
And video games too.
Oh yeah, tons of video games. Any game that wants to create a dark, futuristic world, they're using this style.
And it's not just digital stuff, right? I feel like I've seen this in fashion too.
Definitely. Like, think of Nike's tech wear line. They're blending athletic wear with futuristic designs, those high contrast colors, and those angular cuts.
It's like streetwear meets cyberpunk.
Exactly. And it's even influencing architecture and car design.
Really?
Yeah. Buildings with sharp, angular lines and fragmented facades. Cars with sleek, black exteriors and glowing neon accents.
Wow, so it's really becoming this, like, pervasive aesthetic.
It is. And it's being pushed forward by some really talented artists.
Yeah, who are some of the big names in Neo-Fragmented Noir?
Well, you gotta start with Ash Thorpe. He's like a legend in the design world. Did a lot of work on Ghost in the Shell.
Okay, so he's the guy to check out if you want to see this style done right.
Definitely. And then there's Beeple. He's more of a digital artist, but his work is just mind-blowing. Super detailed, cyberpunk-inspired stuff.
And GMUNK.
Oh yeah, he's another one to watch. Does a lot of work in film and commercials, but his style is just so unique. Very experimental, plays with light and color in crazy ways.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. What are, like, the key takeaways about Neo-Fragmented Noir?
Well, I think it shows how our fascination with technology and the future is shaping art and design.
Yeah, and how we're trying to make sense of this world that's becoming increasingly complex and fragmented.
Exactly.
So the big question is, where does this style go from here?
Right, like how will it evolve?
Will it get even more fragmented?
Or will we see a swing back towards, like, more organic forms?
Something to think about for sure. Thanks for breaking it all down.
No problem. It's been fun.
And thanks to all of you for listening. Until next time.